If you're looking for a great dog trainer, it can feel like a big task, especially somewhere like Ridgefield, Connecticut. So today, we're going to walk through everything you need to know to make the best possible choice for you and your dog.
This question really gets to the heart of it, doesn't it? Because life with a dog in Ridgefield is pretty unique. One minute you could be on a quiet trail, and the next, you're navigating the busy sidewalks downtown. What we're aiming for is a happy, confident dog who can handle all of those situations comfortably.
So first up, let's really look at what makes training a dog for life in Ridgefield a bit different.
Just think about the variety here. A dog in Ridgefield has to be cool with seeing deer on a trail, but also be able to walk calmly down a bustling main street. They need the skills to say hello politely to neighbors in the yard next door, and also have the focus to handle something like a town festival. It's this mix of quiet country life and busy town life that your training really needs to prepare them for.
So the big question is, how do you find the right person to help you with all that? Let's get into the specifics of what makes a great trainer.
Okay, the first and honestly most important thing you should look for is a trainer who uses positive reinforcement. This is the modern, science-backed way to do things. It's all about rewarding the behaviors you want to see. It really helps build a strong bond of trust with your dog, and it's just so much more effective and kind than old-school methods that rely on fear or pain. Next up is credentials. I know, all these letters can look like alphabet soup, but they tell you a lot about a trainer's education. For everyday stuff like puppy manners or basic obedience, certifications like CPD-TKA or KBAC-TP are fantastic. But if you're dealing with bigger issues, say some serious fear or reactivity, you'll want to look for someone with those behavior-focused credentials, like an IABC-CDBC or a CBC-CKA. Those mean they have a much deeper level of training in animal behavior.
Okay, so you know what methods and credentials to look for. Now let's chat about the different ways training can actually be done.
These are probably the two you'll see most often. In-home training is amazing for behaviors that happen, well, in your home. Think barking at the doorbell or pulling on the leash on your specific street. But once you've got a handle on the basics, group classes are the perfect next step. They're a safe way to teach your dog to listen to you, even when other dogs and people are around.
Of course, there are a few other options out there. Private lessons are great because they're totally customized to you. Day training can be a lifesaver if you're short on time. The trainer does some of the heavy lifting. And board and train programs are like a boot camp for your dog. For those, it's really crucial that they have solid handoff sessions so you learn how to keep up all the great work at home.
All right, you've narrowed down your list of potential trainers, and you know the kind of training you want. Now let's cover the really important questions to ask before you sign on the dotted line.
First, let's talk about the cost. Here's a general idea of what you can expect to invest in dog training right here in the Ridgefield and Fairfield County area. As you can see, the prices really vary. A group class might run you a few $100s, whereas something intensive like a board and train is a much bigger financial commitment. Seeing these numbers just helps you plan your budget and know what's typical around here.
I'd use this checklist when you make that first phone call or send that first email. Don't just ask about the price, ask how they're going to make the plan work for your dog and your lifestyle here in town. Ask them what success looks like and how you'll track it. And this last one is so important. If you're dealing with a behavior issue, asking if they'll work with your vet is a huge sign of a true professional.
Okay, now we get to the fun part. Training isn't just for your living room. It's for the real world. So let's talk about some awesome local spots where you can practice all these new skills.
This is where you put it all together. The dog park over at United Gem, it's the perfect safe space to work on those off-leash skills like coming when called. When you need to practice on-leash skills with real-world distractions, the trails at Bennett's Pond are great. You'll see other people, other dogs, and wildlife. And for a more low-key session where you can just focus on that nice loose leash walking, Hemlock Hills is just ideal. Using our local parks is the best way to make sure your dog's skills work everywhere.
In the end, finding the right trainer is about so much more than just having an obedient dog. It's about making your whole life together more enjoyable. It means walks on Main Street are more relaxing, having neighbors over is less stressful, and just hanging out at home is more peaceful. We wish you the very best of luck in finding that perfect partner for your training journey.